Your person no longer sees you as just a friend. That chapter has closed in their heart. What they feel now is something far deeper, far more powerful than friendship alone could ever contain. They yearn to share not just conversations and casual moments but the kind of intimacy that reaches the soul, the quiet glances, the lingering touches, the emotional depth of truly being seen and loved. Over time, they've come to believe in this connection in ways they didn't even think were possible. It's as though something shifted inside them, something clicked, and now they know, deep within, that this bond is real and rare. There's something about you they simply cannot resist. It's more than physical attraction or fleeting emotion, it's your energy, your presence, the way you make them feel grounded and at peace. Being around you makes them feel like a better version of themselves. They find clarity in your words, strength in your encouragement, and direction in your presence. Because of you, they've begun making healthier decisions, not just for the sake of the relationship, but for their own personal growth. You've inspired them to step into maturity, to become more self-aware, and to stop running from what truly matters. They don't want to lose you again. That fear sits heavy in their heart. Perhaps they pushed you away before, hesitated, or chose silence when you needed words. But now they realize just how much you mean to them. The thought of walking through life without you no longer feels bearable. They're starting to understand that connections like yours don't come around often, and they're not willing to let this one slip through their fingers again. Something unexpected is about to unfold, the return of your person. It may catch you by surprise, but it's a return that's been long in the making. This reunion will feel nothing short of magical, like a dream you've both quietly held on to finally coming true. You may begin to notice signs from the universe, recurring numbers like 222, feathers in unusual places, heart symbols, or butterflies crossing your path. All of these are whispers from the universe, gentle confirmations that something sacred is aligning. Your person is also feeling the weight of disappointment in themselves. They are deeply aware of the ways they've let you down in the past. Whether through distance, indecision, or emotional unavailability, they know they made mistakes. That regret has stayed with them, haunting their quieter moments. But rather than drowning in shame, they're using that awareness to grow. They're waiting patiently for the right moment to reconnect, not out of fear, but because they now recognize you as their wish fulfillment, the person they've always hoped to find. You may be surprised to know that they, too, have been looking back on the memories you shared. Those moments you thought might have faded away? They still hold them close, replaying them with tenderness and care. There's a certain familiarity to your connection that feels ancient, as if your souls have met before, maybe in other lives, in other forms. This isn't something they can logically explain, it's something they feel deep within their spirit. The confusion, the silence, the pain, it's all beginning to fade. That chapter of holding back, of suppressing feelings out of fear or pride, is closing. Your person is stepping into a place of emotional vulnerability. They're no longer afraid to be open, to speak their truth, to show you who they really are and what you truly mean to them. They want to work on this connection, not just for now, but for the future. They're willing to put in the effort, to heal old wounds, and to build something meaningful together. At the core of all of this is love. Immense, unwavering love. Every time they think of you, they're filled with a deep sense of peace and joy. There's a calmness that washes over them, as if their heart has finally found its home. They now see that they were overprotecting themselves, shielding their heart in an effort to stay safe. But in doing so, they also blocked themselves from fully experiencing the beauty of this connection. Now, that wall is crumbling. Now, they're ready to let you in. They want to express it all, the words they never said, the feelings they kept hidden, the dreams they quietly carried that always had you in them. They're not coming back to repeat the past, but to rewrite the story. This time, with honesty. With effort. With love that doesn't run. They see you as someone truly special, someone who awakens something powerful in them. And now, they're finally ready to step forward and claim this connection with open arms and an open heart. I've been holding a lot in, but I can't anymore. I'm genuinely worried about you. I sense your sadness even from afar, and it weighs on me more than I can explain. My love, please don't let the heaviness of life pull you under. Don't let the negativity of the moment train your mind into thinking this is all there is. There is so much more ahead, and I need you to trust the process of the universe. Nothing is random, and even though life feels chaotic, it's guiding us where we need to be. I know it might sound cliché, but I believe with everything in me that there's something deeper at work here, something that brought you into my life for a reason. Please remind yourself of the powerful connection we share. It's not something I imagined or exaggerated. It was, and still is, real, undeniable, and rare. You have this way about you that is so beautifully delicate and yet so incredibly strong. You're sweet and sensitive, feeling everything with such intensity. But at the same time, you're one of the most courageous and resilient souls I've ever encountered. You've faced storms that would break others, and yet you carry yourself with grace and strength. That's what makes you so extraordinary. You feel deeply, but you never let it destroy you. You rise, again and again. And I see that, even if I haven't always said it the right way or at the right time. I know I often trip over my words. I speak out of fear or confusion, and I end up saying things I don't mean. I hate that about myself, that I can't always express what's in my heart clearly. It's frustrating because what I feel is so deep and raw, but when it comes time to say it, it gets jumbled. I'm not a good communicator, and I know that's hurt us. I've pushed you away at times when I meant to pull you closer, and that's a mistake I carry with me every day. Being without you is a kind of misery I didn't know I was capable of feeling. The longing I have for you sits with me in quiet moments, follows me into my dreams, and lingers in everything I do. And yet, in the midst of that sadness, something as simple as seeing a picture of you can light me up. Even when it hurts, you still make me smile. There are times I get so overwhelmed imagining you with someone else. I know that's selfish and irrational, but I can't help the emotions that rush in. I don't know why I'm so hooked on you, maybe because nothing else has ever come close to what we had. I've tried everything to forget you. I've tried to shut off my emotions, to push you out of my thoughts, to distract myself with other people and experiences, but nothing works. You're still there. You've become a part of me in ways I never expected. I've never felt this kind of connection with anyone before. It's so strong that it honestly scares me. This isn't just infatuation or longing, it's something deeper, something spiritual, something soul-bound. My life still quietly orbits around you, whether you know it or not. I think about what it would be like to hold you again, to sweep you off your feet and build something real together, a home, a life, maybe even a family. I carry those dreams silently, even when they seem impossible. My heart aches with the weight of everything I didn't say, everything I didn't do. I replay every missed opportunity, every moment I failed to show up the way you deserved. It's torture. I wish I had appreciated you more, sooner. I wish I had seen your worth with the clarity I have now. Since you've been gone, I've tried to fill the void with other people, other experiences. But none of them come close. They're hollow in comparison. The shallow relationships I've had since you left have only shown me what I lost. I didn't even know what I was searching for back then, but now I do. It was you. It's always been you. You were the light I couldn't name, the home I didn't realize I'd been longing for. Even with all the time and distance that has passed between us, I've never forgotten you. Not for a single day. If anything, your absence has clarified just how deep our connection really is. It wasn't just chemistry or convenience, it was soul level. And I believe, in the deepest part of me, that connections like ours don't just fade. They endure. They wait. And they find their way back, when both hearts are ready. You were never a problem for me. In fact, your presence in my life has always felt like a kind of unexpected light, a light that I didn't know I needed but found myself reaching for. Before you came into my life, I was already carrying a lot of pain. I was in a dark place, trying to make sense of things that had broken me. The weight of my past was heavy, and I hadn't yet learned how to set it down. I was hurting, constantly replaying old memories, old mistakes, and letting them define who I was. And in doing so, I unintentionally hurt you too. Not because of anything you did, but because I hadn't yet learned how to separate the present from the past. I let old wounds bleed into new moments, moments that should have been pure and full of possibility, moments with you. But things are shifting now. Slowly, yes, but surely. I've been healing. It's not linear, and there are days when it feels like I take one step forward and 2 steps back. Still, I'm learning to let go. I'm learning to forgive myself, to make peace with everything that came before you. The past doesn't own me anymore. I've lived there long enough to know that staying there will only cost me everything good that still lies ahead. And when I think of the future, it's no longer a blank space filled with dread or uncertainty. It's a place I can see clearly now, because I see you in it. You are the only part of my future that I'm sure of. I know I've tried to act like I've got everything figured out. I've worn the mask of stability, of calm, of someone who knows exactly where they're going. But the truth is, I've been struggling. I didn't want to show that part of myself to you, because I didn't want to burden you with it. I didn't want you to think I was weak or broken. But now I realize that hiding those struggles only created distance between us. It blocked me from fully stepping into this connection, this love, that we've found. I've been afraid. Not of you, but of being vulnerable. Of letting someone truly see me in my most uncertain, unpolished state. Please understand, my silence, my hesitation, my lack of action, it was never about a lack of love. Quite the opposite. I love you deeply. So deeply that it scared me, because I knew I wasn't in a place to give you all that you deserve. I've been caught in a storm of karma, facing consequences of choices I made long before you ever appeared in my life. It feels like everything I once depended on is falling apart. Beliefs, relationships, old identities, they're all crumbling. It's like life is stripping me down to the core, forcing me to rebuild from scratch. And while I believe that this process will eventually lead to something better, right now it's chaos. Painful, confusing chaos. I didn't want to drag you into that. I didn't want you to see the mess I've been living in, emotionally and mentally. You deserve peace, not storms. You deserve someone who can meet you fully, without baggage or fear. And I promise, that's who I'm working to become. But it takes time. I know that asking you to wait is unfair in some ways. I know it requires patience, and patience isn't always easy to give. But this isn't just about me anymore. It's about us, what we're building, and what we can become together if we both hold on. This time apart, this silence, this pause, it isn't the end. It's a test. A test of trust, of resilience, of faith. And I have faith in you. In us. I believe that we found each other for a reason. I believe that even though life is messy and timing doesn't always make sense, love finds a way to survive if it's real. And this is real. You are the only person I have ever felt this deeply connected to. No matter how far I've drifted, no matter how lost I've felt, my heart always circles back to you. So please, give me a little more time. Not forever, just enough to finish finding my footing. Enough to clear away the wreckage of my past so I can finally stand beside you the way you deserve. I don't want to love you from a place of fear or confusion. I want to love you openly, fully, without the ghosts of yesterday standing in our way. Know this, I have never stopped loving you. And I don't plan to. You are not the problem. You've always been the reason I'm even trying to heal in the first place. You gave me hope when I had none left. You showed me that something beautiful could grow even in broken places. For that, and for so much more, I am endlessly grateful. Hold on, just a little longer. We're going to get through this. And when we do, I'll be ready to love you the way I've always wanted to, completely.